EA Games embraces subscriptions for PC games. Is this the Netflix for gamers? Let's check it out. EA Games, or Electronic Arts Games as no one knows them, announced yesterday that they will be moving to a new payment method, a subscription model where you pay a monthly fee and you get access to all of their games. So basically now you can pay for games the way you can pay for movies on Netflix or for music on Spotify, or alternatively you can just move to Eastern Europe where you don't have to pay for any of that except a computer. I mean, just get a subscription for Wizz Air and, fly there and, you get everything you want, like get a big external memory or something and download everything you need. It's just a cultural thing, like we don't like to pay for things that are not, really important in life. We pay for food and like some prostitutes because some of them, you can blackmail. The others that you don't know, you have to pay for. Anyway, so this is because obviously downloads outnumber many times CD sales nowadays. So the industry has to adjust. I mean, do you remember the old times when you used to sneak out of the house to buy a CD of the latest game and your grandpa would be angry with you? Hey, boy, come over here. I'll send the dogs after you. And he'll whip, crack the whip in the air and all the slaves would hide behind the walls. It was just, the old days were a different time. But nowadays, people have to adjust. So Sony and Microsoft are testing similar models. And what EA announced is basically that you'll be able to pay $15 a month or $100 a year, and you gain access to all of their games. Meanwhile, they get control over the entirety of your life and soul. This will launch this summer just to make sure that all the nerds don't lose their virginity, at least until next year. And I find it, a little bit ironic, the fact that, on one hand, you get games like Battlefield 5 and FIFA 19, which normally sell for about $60. But on the other hand, you get no game, which is priceless, and so you kind of get both with the same thing. But of course, the model is good. This guarantees steadier income for the company as opposed to, hit and miss and counting on old games being good and selling well. But we're not sure whether this will apply also to consoles. So far, we know it's just going to be for PC, but we know that consoles make 5 times more revenue for the company. But of course, we're sure that EA will figure something out. After all, we're talking about, a company that's greedier than the Wolf of Wall Street and Tina Turner put together. So they're going to make something up. The only problem is that this is sort of technologically challenging. This is why it's been done on older games so far, because you see, it's one thing to stream movies and music. It's a totally different thing to stream games. It's basically comes down to hardware requirements. I mean, you remember the old games, the hardware requirements, like, I don't know, chess, Jenga, basic requirements, wood, recommended requirements, maybe marble. You didn't even need internet access. All you need is like a table and maybe a storm outside would be good. You could play chess with your grandpa. Can you play Battlefield with your grandpa? No, you play it and he gets a flashback and gets a heart attack and the parents blame you. It's bullshit. But anyway, the other thing is that perhaps it's not the wisest thing for this to be happening on a publisher level, simply because EA doesn't have that many games. I mean, they only have 4 new games coming up until the end of the year. It's basically like as if Katy Perry announced that she's doing a Spotify of her own, where you can pay a monthly fee to listen to her songs. You listen to the new song and then you wait for another 12 months to listen to the next song. It's basically you listen to her songs as often as you have anal sex when you're married. And it's kind of depressing, You sit there and wait for it and wait for it and wait for it for a year, and you just live on the memories of it, and you just start asking questions like, what am I doing with my life? Is this the right thing? And finally, a moment comes over and, you're looking at this asshole in front of you and you're like, is this, what I was waiting for? Like, you're literally staring down a barrel and you're like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's kind of, I don't even know what anyway, I mean, I like metaphors. So, but that has been, the news. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe. This subscription is free. So I don't get paid, you don't get paid, no one gets paid, I don't know why I'm doing this, to be honest, but, it's like, makes me happy at the end of the day. So if you enjoyed this, subscribe, comment, let people know, let me know what you think, and see you next time, all right? Thanks. Take care.